and Stash vlog fans, coming back at you with a very controversial, forbidden vlog about stuff you're not supposed to talk about. Of course, religion, and science, politics, all forbidden. I don't like that. I think that there's a growing lack of intellectualism in America. People can no longer sit and discuss politics. We are all divided. People cannot discuss religion rationally and politics. People are encouraged to talk about nothing, think about nothing. So I had in my mind going on a mini rant and question, put it out there to everybody. It's been tossed around. There's a book which could actually be just a bunch of blasphemous crap and anti-religious crap, or it could be brilliant. Caesar's Messiah by a Joseph Atwill. This book is thrown around the internet. It's as forbidden as David Icke's Children of the Matrix reptilian crap. Or excellent stuff. I don't know. Was Crito Magua correct? Are all the leaders ancient reptilians? I don't know. I think that was a big hit. It still is. A lot of people love the reptilians. But this is either great intellectual stuff or pseudo-intellectualism. Now, let me see if I can take a look here. So, Atwill argues that the New Testament Gospels were written as wartime propaganda by scholars connected to the Roman imperial court of the Flavian emperors Vespasian, Titus and Domitian. According to Atwill, their primary purpose was creating a religion to control the spread of Judaism and moderate its political virulence. The Jewish national Zealots had been defeated in the First Jewish-Roman War, 70 AD, but Judaism remained an influential movement throughout the Mediterranean region. Atwill argues that the biblical character of Jesus Christ is a topographical representation of the Roman Emperor Titus. So, of course, he contrasts the mainstream view, and I think there's a whole movie about this. Okay, so I've seen the YouTubes about this, and then people have attempted to shoot it down, or they've made it shooting it down. So get it up here. I want to hear comments from religious scholars, priests, imams, and rabbis, and scientists. This is horrible if it's true. Now, because there's, Jesus is the Prince of Peace. Come on. Was it all a lie created by the Roman Empire to win the hearts and minds in post-war of the Josephus of the war? If you haven't read it, check that out. The Josephus Wars. Much of what we know about the early religious world is from Josephus, who was a learned man that was captured by the Roman army when they were at war with Judea, the Judean region. Of course, this is stuff you don't talk about at a party. He's trying to say that Josephus is a satirical view of Christianity. Is that a bunch of baloney? So, I had read somewhere that they had written that Vespasian had done miracles or whatnot. But so he's basically saying that they created the figure of Jesus to quell the passionate kind of Old Testament Judaic world. So, and they say, I'm just going right now, this is just a Wikipedia entry. A biblical scholar named Robert M. Pierce says that Atwill gives himself license to indulge the most outrageous display of parallel mania ever seen. And another guy says, I know sophomores in college that could tear this to shreds. It says the Zealots and the Sicarii were expecting a Messiah, but they expected a hero that would defeat the Romans, not a person like Jesus. The Flavian. How awful is this? Can you just picture the emperor? You there, create me a religion to suppress the masses. So bring it out there, into the intellectual arena, into the internet. Please don't tell me I'm going to hell. I'm not saying I agree with what this cat is saying. I'm just saying that, or direct me to where they refute it well, because I was looking up YouTubes to refute this probably nonsense or sensationalism or book-selling stuff or revelation for the masses, that the masses must face religion. Now, there has also been a kind of an infinite love of science as well over religion. I'm also going to lump that into saying, how appropriate is that? Are you a sycophant for science now? Does it solve everything? They say climate change, but you're not allowed to talk about geoengineering. You can't, obviously there's pollution out there, but you can't bring up geoengineering or anything like that. Or, science has saved everything. Well, it brought us the bomb, right? And how many times did they have to test the bomb? Has nuclear power been wonderful? The fossil fuels. Why haven't we come up with something a little more earth-friendly? Why can't anybody see eye to eye on anything now? Climate change. Each side sees everything as undisputable, unmoving fact. So, is this appropriate for me to hit back against science in referencing probably one of the most controversial, blasphemous books out there? I think that's the way to get it done. I don't know. Help me and help yourself. Let's start this discussion about this horrible book, or great book. Let's discuss something other than just sports. I don't know how I got into the climate change and the geoengineering. I'm just saying that, that would be something that you're not allowed to talk about, science. In a sense, they're like, science is saving everything, but there's climate change. Was not climate change brought about by science? And how about the idea that globalization, which is like the gospel of the academics and the scientists and the economists and Wall Street, the answer is globalization. Well, that doesn't make pollution. What makes more pollution than globalization? And why was this guy allowed to write a book like this in the West? What about in the Middle Eastern world with Solomon Rushdie? Was threatened for his writing of the satanic verses. Why didn't Tom Hanks and Dan Brown get a lot more blowback from the Da Vinci Code? Right? I don't know. I hope people watching this aren't going to get too mad at me, because I think it's time to start to discuss things that you're not supposed to discuss. Alright, let me know what you think of Caesar's Messiah. Why is it garbage? Why is it awesome? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Give me the word. Ciao.